Okay, Mark here. I've got a Samebike lo26. This is the rear wheel off the bike, and my motor has burnt out. If you actually take the motor out, you can possibly see just there, it's all black. It's burnt, really stirs as smoke. You have these planetary gears on the back there that interlock with the teeth in the back of the wheel there. So these just fit in like this, and then the gear is fit on. You have to thread the cable through there, and they've just got 6 Phillips screws which connect on the outside. Then you've got your 7-speed rear thing here. This cable here, if you have a look, we've got 3 bullet connectors, and you've got all these other little ones, these 6 little ones here, which I had to take out of a white connector. These all connect down to the motor controller. Look at the bike here. Cable comes out of the old one, runs along through here like that, down here, and I've taken the damper out of the way, and the cable runs down there, and this is the bit behind the battery. You just got 4 screws. This is where you connect it in, and then all this gubbins, this is the controller. All this lot fits, just pushes in there. See, these 3 connectors here connect to those 3 battery ones there. And there's another little connector that I've pulled out, which has got these 6 connectors in. So therefore that's just that one cable connector. And there's this little controller. Yeah. And all these other cables, they connect to the power meter that's connected on this crank. So that little device there, just here, that shows you how speedy your pedals, and all the other stuff connects to the brakes, and it connects to the display at the front there, and all this other stuff. Yeah. Well, my motor, as I said, is burnt out. It makes a terrible noise when turning, and it's got no power whatsoever. So I've bought this other kit. This kit is this. You can see this motor is so much bigger. If I hold the 2 to sort of next to each other, you can see the size of this in comparison to the one behind. It's tiny. This one is a 250/1000 watt motor, and it comes with the 7-speed here. That was inside the box, mounted in a bottom of a pin of polystyrene. When I first opened the box, I thought they'd left that out, till I realised I took all the polystyrene out and that was there. And that literally just hand screws onto the wheel. You don't need to tighten it up because the chain is permanently tightening it up all the time. Round the back here, we've got the brake disc, which I just took off the old wheel. They're these Allen bolts here, 6 of them, just put them in there. And you see the cable on this one comes out the opposite side. On the same bike comes out here. On this one it comes out this side. Okay. And you can see this has got a short piece of cable down to here, and then it's got a connector. And all these are waterproof connectors. And I've run that down here and plugged it. Is another section and plugged it into this new controller. If you can actually get a view there of the sizes of the different controllers, and that's what the new one's like, and that's how big the small one is. The old one, I can't fit this inside the frame, it's too big. Okay, but what they do is they supply this bag which you can fit the controller into, and then you hang it onto the sort of crossbar bit. Okay, but there's the controller. Now all of this kit that I bought has got waterproof cables. It's quite nice because all these are like loads of individual cables. You see, they all go through, run all the way up to the handlebars, whereas this one has a single cable which runs up to the handlebars, and then only at the handlebars does it split off into all these little ones. So it's quite neatly done, and they've all got these waterproof connectors on, so they're totally sealed. Okay, now what have I got here? They supply 2 handlebar mechanisms, because these have got little switches in, so that in the event that you pull the brakes it cuts the motor. I've got 2 of those, and all these little cables are colour coded. They've got little colours in them. This is the pedal assist sensor again, and you fit this on the other side. So you fit this on this side. Now it might need to be glued on, so I've got to check that out a bit. Comes with a new display, which is the SW900. It's almost exactly the same as the other one. Comes with the same little switch. Okay, and this one comes with a twist brick grip throttle. Not sure whether I really like it, but anyway. Right, so what I've now just done is I've now connected the end piece onto the bike. So I'm going to use this same battery. I'll just turn the battery on. That's just as if you turn it on normally. And again here, I'll just press the M button. And as you can see, my display has come on. Just exactly the same. You get into the parameters exactly the same. You can change these settings just the same way, trip, odometer, and all that sort of stuff, exactly the same. And if you press this, press this one up, you can increase the power assist, which goes from 1 to 5 on this. So, if I now just turn the throttle. Right, now this little link cable just comes out, it's got a connector. If it's connected, it's linked, then the motor power is actually restricted to 250 watts. So if I'm just using the throttle now, I'm just turning the throttle up. See, if I hold it full power, so I'm going about 19 miles an hour. Just running off my original battery. If I operate the brakes, it will cut it straight away. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, right, I've just pulled that little link apart. You see they're coloured red, so you can't get them wrong. So I've now taken the power restriction off, so it should be on 1000 watt. This is only a 10.4 amp battery, you know, this the one that's standard one that's supplied. So if I go here now, yeah, that's the sort of speed I'm getting there now. Which is pretty amazing, really. So what I'm going to do, intending to do now, is to take out this controller. Only one slightly annoying thing. There is no, you've got the lamp on the front, which runs down off the cable. There is no connector for the lamp on this. I'll have to wire in a separate little one to the battery if I want to use that. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo all these connectors. Now they're all different. So when I need to go and put it back again, I shouldn't be able to misconnect anything. Then I'm going to cut these tie wraps. Then I'm going to take off these brake handles, either side. Take off the display unit. Take off the little switch. Take off the throttle. So take the throttle, the brakes, the little M button switch and the display unit, and pull all the cables out and disconnect the controller. I'm going to leave the one cable that goes to the light in there. So I'm going to pull it all out. And then of course what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to run the new cables through down into this here to connect up to the battery. So I'll put the battery back in here, put that connector on, so just do that. Then run the new cable down here up to this display and all this other stuff. And then hopefully I should be on my way again. So I should be sort of driving, and I'll probably will leave it at the 250 watts because I'm not someone that wants to go super fast. But I'll probably just try it out and see how much power I actually get. And so when I've finished, I'll show you the final configuration. Speak to you later. Okay, I've finished the Samebike conversion from the 350 hub motor to the Voilamart 250 1000 watt motor. Here is the motor fitted. Disc transferred from my old one. You can see the cable comes out round here, runs up and goes up there. I'll show you that in a minute. This is the gears, They are actually knocking a little bit at the moment. I think I need to adjust the derailleur a bit. I fiddled around with it, but they're all changing okay. Okay. The controller would fit in a bag here, but the straps were not big enough to go around there, so I've just put the controller in there. I've put a big bungee strap thing around it for the time being. I have actually ordered some longer Velcro strips. I could do that if I want to. You can see around here, it's where the cables are coming out from down there, around here. And you can see you have the one cable that comes up to here, and then I've changed the brakes. I've got this twist throttle now. Brakes over this side. All the gears remain exactly the same. Here's my little button, and here's my display, which is almost exactly the same as the others. Everything turns all right. I have lost the use of my front light, which is unfortunate, and also I don't have a horn. They're not catered for on this controller. But I've taken this out for a ride, and it is fantastic in comparison to what it was like. The motor is completely silent. It's got so much more power. Oh, here, what you see, I've fitted this little ring here with the sensor there. I did actually araldite the sensor to the body because there's no way to fix it. It's fitted fine, and I fitted a little sensor. You need a crank puller, only £5 off Amazon, just to pull this off to be able to fit those on. Obviously, it hasn't disturbed the anything from the original bike. What I had to do was on this kit, the cable to the battery has just got 2 bare wires, a black and a red. And the way this works is, obviously your battery's in here, it connects through a connector in here, and on the back of this connector there's the red and the black wire comes from the battery, and they go into a little connector like this. I bought just a load of these off Amazon now, like these little connectors here. So what I did is I bought one, and then I soldered it onto the end of the battery connections for the new one, so I could plug it into the old one, so everything is sort of removable. I did that very neatly. I'm very familiar with soldering, years of doing it. So all this is actually fully functional now, but I've lost my light, which is a bit annoying. I'll have to come up to see if there's somewhere I can strap that round to it. This is a bit of a temporary location, but it actually fits in there because I've still got enough room for my bag on the back. It's very solidly run. But the motor is really, really good. There's no noise from it whatsoever, and it's got so much more power. And the pedal assist, some people commenting was no good. I found it's fine. You've got the 5 levels here. So if I just turn this on. Again, you've only seen I've done 0.3 miles. So I've just gone down a hill and back up again. You can see that. Not very well. So you just go up to 5. But I found it worked really well, and you get into the parameters by pressing the up and down buttons, and you go through them, and all the parameters are the same for the number of current and everything else. So all in all, for 170 quid. I see the eBay auction has disappeared though for some reason, because they had 50 and they'd sold about 45 of them, so I thought I'd get in quick. Yeah, so I'm pleased I've gone for that now. I've got no intention of going back. I've kept everything that I obviously took off, and I'll wait to see if GearBest send me the motor, and I will reconstitute it and I'll test it, and then I'll probably sell it. But this bike now is just so much nicer. So I would recommend it if anyone's thinking. It does take a while to get everything in. You just have to go sort of carefully. But the motor is brilliant. Cheers.